Welcome everyone. Today finds us in California. If there are 3 California prisons that are well known enough for the average person to recognize, I would say one would be Alcatraz, one would be San Quentin, and the third would be where we are today, Folsom State Prison. Folsom State Prison is probably best known from the Johnny Cash 1955 song, Folsom Prison Blues. So why am I telling you all of this inside my car? Because it's a crummy, rainy day. Usually I would do this introduction in front of the prison itself, but I'm going to get this part done with, and then we're going to dash through the rain, and we will see what's inside, because I have no idea. I've never been here before. So let's find out together. Well, that was kind of funny and embarrassing at the same time. I wasn't sure where the museum was, so I stopped and I asked a prison guard, and he said, "Oh, you want the Folsom Prison Museum?" I was at the California State Penitentiary, a real active prison, not a museum. That's the first time in my life, and hopefully the last, that I hear the words, "You're at the wrong prison."
No, I don't think so. Oh, no.
It says there's a Gatling gun.
Yeah. They were used because the prison didn't have any walls around it until 1922. So that was the deterrent.
No walls?
Nope.
So this is the only thing that kept them in?
10 of those up on guard towers. That and a white chalk line. And if you crossed over the white chalk line, that was your next wake-up call.
And these are inmate manufactured weapons.
Right in here.
What is the 20 coin there that says, do you know what it is?
We figured that it might have been passed from inmate to inmate as they were condemned on death row.
Well, I've got a pair of thumb cuffs at home. And here are different handcuffs through the years.
It'll take you to the original cell block number 5. Still got the original steel doors on it. It's occupied today by 8.
And in the back is a carved wooden pistol that was used during an escape in the 1930s. And in front of that is what they call an old pirate gun. And then there are prison-made guns, zip guns. And it says these are homemade bombs. Wow, those are old hangman's ropes. And some leather restraints. This man right here was actually hung with this rope.
And there was also the original, we also saw the old B-29 hangar building, which was the site of the prison's first life.
And it said there had been 93 hangings, and the last execution was in 1937. And I was told that when prisoners are executed and they're buried here, their family cannot come and visit because the graves are in the prison. Isn't that strange? So if they come in here and die here, this is where they stay. Their bodies cannot leave the prison and be buried in other locations.
Team out of doing a good job too, because you look at the work, the craftsmanship that was.
And this is called an Oregon boot. It was found in the prison's armory in 1982, and it was used in the 1890s and early 1900s. And look at that, there's an actual ball and chain. It said that ball weighs 10 pounds. And back there is kind of a version of a straitjacket. It's called Susie's corset. And this giant toothpick Ferris wheel was made by an inmate named William Jennings Bryant Burke. He spent over 30 years at Folsom Prison. First time when he was 18, and then he was in and out. Imagine how much time it took to build this. All out of toothpicks. I would say it's about 7 or 8 feet tall. It says 8 feet tall, and it took him 10 months. He was discharged from Folsom Prison in 1934. And there's Billy Burke with his Ferris wheel. And Rick James, the same Rick James that recorded Super Freak, was an inmate here in the 90s. And this is an actual guitar he used to play while at Folsom Prison. And it says his signature is on the back of the guitar. I wonder why they're not displaying that. According to the film, license plates are still made here. It says they've been produced here since 1947. And there's the man in black, Johnny Cash, who came here for a famous concert in 1966. And there he is with June Carter. And Johnny never served time at Folsom Prison, but there's a little fun mugshot he made while he was here. There's the album, Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. And this whole room is just dedicated to Johnny Cash. And here they have a sample prison cell. Oh my, it's occupied.
Hello there, and welcome to Folsom Prison. I'd like to tell you that these old prison cells were built from granite stone native to this area in 1878, which was before electricity. The walls around the prison were made of the same stone and were built 15 feet below ground level, which prevented anyone from tunneling under it.
He doesn't move much, but if you're looking carefully, his eyes were shifting as he spoke.
Electric lights were installed.
It says this hot rod is manufactured by an inmate at the Sacramento State Prison. This hangman's noose was made by a convict from toilet paper in 1958. I don't know how well you can see this, but it says a horse was made from a bar of soap, and the hearse was made out of cardboard. Some of them were really quite talented, weren't they? And this barber chair was actually used in the prison. And look at these guys, they look like they're right out of a Hollywood movie. And these were gas guns that were used at the prison. And this gold pen was found on the property in 2001. This is a grave marker for prisoner 7859, James Edward Linden, who died in 1916. It says the cause of his death is unknown. There's some inmate publications. Looks like those were all hand-drawn. Look at that carving from 1943. And this purse was made from potato chip bags. Really beautiful work. And this prison bus was made by an inmate. Pretty big, it's about 2 feet long. And a lot of this stuff was found when the buildings were torn down or when they were being refurbished. And there's an old uniform, and it said it has a stab vest. And this was issued to staff after a correctional sergeant was stabbed in 1985. Let's see what that's. Yeah, that's pretty thick and heavy. If it were me, I think I would have been happy to wear the stab vest. 1927, they had a riot and 11 were dead. And that's a gas dispensing gun. And look at that, a smoke grenade. And there's another machine gun. It says this is a World War I era machine gun. There are some more grenades. And here are samples of some of the prisoner tattoos. And those are prison laundry carts. It seems in just about every prison TV show and movie I've ever seen, someone tries to escape in a laundry cart. There is a Folsom prison safe. It said it was from the 1920s. And I don't know what the bug house is, but it said it was constructed between 1907 and 1909. It was a hospital for the criminally insane. And these are some granite blocks. All the granite block that you see here used in construction was hand carved by the inmates. Look at that old tower. And this is a tower gun shield. I guess that's where they would put the gun out of and hopefully be pretty well protected. This is a railroad gate. In 1922, walls were finally built around the prison. Up until that time, the only thing that kept prisoners in were a lot of guns, a lot of guards, and towers like the one you see behind me. And I was told I cannot go beyond this crosswalk. If I do, I'm in big old trouble. No visitors beyond this point. And there is the famous gate. This prison is nicknamed the Castle, and you can see why. There's a sign here that says, "This is the picture spot." And there's a museum building that I was in. And right alongside is a railroad gate. Alongside that is the old guard station. And some of my Patreon sponsors are going to get postcards that are actually postmarked and stamped from inside Folsom Prison. My $3 Patreon sponsors get postcards from me in the different places I visit. And this one's going to be a real treat to get the Folsom Prison mail stamp. And they're warning me about the use of cell phones, although I had mine in there. And when you look at all these walls, it's hard to believe they didn't even exist until 1922. Before then, the only thing that kept prisoners inside was a white line, guard towers, and machine guns. I hope you enjoyed our visit to Folsom State Prison in Folsom, California. As always, I encourage you to leave your comments down below. Please like and share the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe and ring that bell icon up above so you'll know when I post new videos. From Folsom, California, I'm Mark with the Average Me Channel. I am waterlogged. I just want to get to a hotel, find something warm to eat, dry off, and get a good night's sleep. I thought it was interesting that every car, everyone that I noticed anyway that went through that checkpoint, had to stop and open their trunk. I guess, given the opportunity, they'll sneak out any way they can.